All right, hi everyone. My name's Harshitha, and today we have Utkarsha here, and we're going to talk about her inspiring story. So, Utkarsha, along with a couple of her friends, organized the Xceedibles community meets during times of uncertainty and isolation. The pandemic has been extremely hard on all of us, but Utkarsha and her friends rose to the challenge and provided a means by which our community members could interact from the safety of their homes. So today we're going to have a sort of like interview format. So, Utkarsha, could you elaborate on what inspired you to organize your Xceedible community meets?
Yes, so it was a pandemic, so it was a kind of a gloomy time, and this seemed like an opportunity, like a bud during like when there is a storm and you see a flower. It's so exciting. So that's how thought about the Accessible Community Meet, and Sandhya ma'am and Shirar sir motivated and helped us all of us a lot. So it inspired me to organize the Accessible Community Meet.
And what were some of the unique activities that you came up with?
So we had a decided flow, like how the flow would go, but we were given complete creativity in what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. So this being the first meet, we had to set a benchmark. So few of the unique activities that we did was the first guest for whom we organized the meet was a 9-year-old girl who was multi-talented, and like we were very shook and inspired by her. So what we did was we made a script between me, and I had two of my friends with me who were organizing. That is Aditi, who just presented, and Disha, who is an exhibitable. So all three of us made a script writing, and we had a conversation with each other and introduced her that way. And I was in the social media tasks, I was given the chance to manage the captions. So I made the captions flashy, like our expert was a naturalist. He was going to compare nature and leadership. So I made his caption as, "Are you interested in nature?" or something like that. So which will make the caption and the post more engaging.
So, how did you and your team plan these events? Could you share how you used your leadership abilities to lead to a fruitful
Yes.
community meet?
Yes, so I created a schedule for us so we could finish our tasks on time, and we agreed to follow them. I also kept reminding my team for posting on time, the stuff on social media on time, so that we get good engagement. And we weren't assigned leaders. We were all leading in our own way, individually and together.
And what were some of the challenges that you encountered?
So one of the challenges we faced was getting people involved. It was a sad, gloomy time, so we needed to encourage them, inspire them to take up chances, take up opportunities, and be part of such an amazing meet. And another
And how
challenge
did
which
you?
we
You
Another
go.
challenge which we encountered, sorry for interruption. Another challenge we encountered was that sometimes our times clashed, like times for organizing between me, Aditi, and Disha. So what we did was we found out common time later on that day if we couldn't go according to the schedule and completed the task according to the schedule itself.
And how did you ensure your community meets would continue to be successful even after you stepped down?
So after two meets, we had to pass on this opportunity to the next group. We explained them and helped them through the challenges and guided them through their tenure. So we created an Excel sheet with the tasks, the timings for the program. That was just a skeleton, but we gave them complete freedom to explore creativity and find out new ways to conduct the event, to explore new stuff and set and go above our benchmarks, because finally a good leader is the one who creates other new leaders with them.
So, some of the things that I learned from Utkarsha's experience was the fact that a true leader is many things, and it's difficult to confine a true leader to a specific definition. A successful leader is passionate, hardworking, and charismatic. They're confident, unwavering, and loyal. History is filled with revolutionaries with different paths to effective leadership, but one quality unites them all. All true leaders create more leaders. After listening to Utkarsha's journey, I've learned the duty of a true leader. They inspire individuals to grow into the best version of themselves. They understand that they can only achieve so much. And in order for their legacy and their impact to stretch beyond themselves, they have to mold a generation of leaders who can surpass them. Utkarsha and her team ensured that they would be, after they stepped down from a position of responsibility, their community meets would still be able to continue. They guided and supported the upcoming organizing teams and helped them overcome their own challenges. But they didn't confine the new teams to a strict set of guidelines. They gave them the freedom to creatively explore and conduct meets and go above and beyond previous benchmarks. I'd like to thank the Pragnya and Xceedibles team for this opportunity to share and learn leadership stories from talented and passionate individuals across the globe. And I also give Utkarsha my sincerest gratitude for letting me present her story.
Okay, so hey guys, Harshitha is an amazing, talented girl. We are going to find out about an innovative and insightful leadership experience of hers. She and few of her friends participated in the world's largest creative problem-solving competition called Odyssey of the Mind, where Harshitha rose as an informal leader. She and her friends had varied interests. Some were artistic, like they were interested in music, arts, and more stuff, while others had inclination towards engineering. So Harshitha, knowing what everyone is better at, chose to divide the work accordingly. So let's find out more about her. How did you come out as an informal leader? Was everyone around you happy with that?
Yeah, so I've learned that a true leader doesn't attempt to shoulder their responsibility alone, but they're able to understand the importance of a team. So the essence of leadership is achieving a goal and undergoing a journey with the combined efforts of your team. And so through my Odyssey of the Mind journey, I learned the importance of forming a well-rounded team with diverse abilities. And so I think my strength, among others, was being and we fit our roles quite naturally because we've been working together for so long and we've been friends for so long. So I don't think my leadership was a matter of contention, really.
The problem statement about Leonardo da Vinci was very exciting. Will you elaborate on it and tell us how you went through it?
Sure. So in Odyssey of the Mind, you have a long-term problem that you spend your year working on. And so 2 years ago, my team and I delved into the world of Leonardo da Vinci, and we explored his life, his inventions, his art, his theories, and we were tasked with recreating these inventions and art as a portion of our long-term problem. But we weren't necessarily told like specifically how to do that. And so we wanted to create them in the most unique way possible. So we went to an aerospace junkyard and we purchased materials with a rich history that had been already used on previous engineering and aerospace projects. And so using fully recycled materials, we created some of Da Vinci's most famous artworks like the Vitruvian Man, multiple paintings of his, the Ariel Screw, and we also created his workshop. And so this was a really long and grueling project. And as my position as the informal team leader, I helped lead my team and we divided and conquered. I coordinated projects and meetings and really pushed my team. I tried to push my team to come up with creative ideas.
This is really exciting, like delving in the past and finding out more stuff. This was really an amazing thing. And the way you chose to choose the aerospace junkyard and go ahead with it was really great. So do you guys know, for this project, Harshitha and her team qualified in the world finals and they placed in the top 30. And in the most recent competition after that, they placed 11th in the world finals. So the next question is, although all of you had different interests, how did you manage to solve the problem when there were different opinions? Like, did you all agree all the time, or what was the thing?
I think the reason that our team worked really well together was because of our diversity of opinion. And so we never agreed on everything. And I think that's why our best ideas came, like that's why we generated our best ideas. And so we brainstormed and we accepted all ideas without judgment and we built off of each other. And I think I made sure as like the informal leader to make sure that everyone's ideas were heard and all opinions were respected. But I think the difference in opinions, like we were respectful of each other. And I think that was really important.
So what were some of the challenges that you faced and how did you inspire each other to overcome them?
So Odyssey is an amalgamation of challenges, right? Like one year we had to build a structure that weighed 15 grams and we made it hold over 500 pounds. And another year we had to fit an entire set and props into a moving box. And we overcame these challenges by working together. And so my team, even though we were just 6 people, we had people with different skills. Like some of us were actors, artists, writers, musicians, engineers, and we were able to make our creative ideas come to life. And so I tried to make sure that we had people that had different skills and abilities, and I made sure to target those strengths and try to make sure that those people with certain strengths were doing certain things, which really helped prioritize our objective.
So did it happen that people got bored? Because I heard that it's a 5 to 6 months long process. So did they get bored? How did you encourage them and motivate them that they are doing good, that keep up the good work, they should continue it?
Yeah, if you're in Odyssey, you're in it for the long haul. And so I tried to alleviate stress as much as possible, and breaks are key to success, right? If someone was off task, I wouldn't really hold it against them, and I would just we would take a 10-minute break, or we would do a different thing. And I would really just take it in stride, because blaming someone for being off task isn't necessarily going to get us anywhere. But helping them overcome it together is. So, yeah.
So leadership is not about a title or a designation. It's about the impact, influence, and inspiration. This quote by 𝗨𝗁𝗵𝗶 aptly describes one of the most important lessons I learned from Harshitha's story. So, as she rose to become the informal leader of her team, leadership is about understanding your team well and making everyone feel valued. Harshitha demonstrated this when she knew about the interests and made everyone feel valued about it. She knew the strengths and weaknesses of her team and divided the work accordingly. To compensate the team's weaknesses, the main objective was to compensate the team's weaknesses by the strengths. Another example that she demonstrated was she accepted everyone's ideas and finally came to a decision as a team. During the process of creating the project, she and her team encountered a lot of obstacles, but Harshitha helped them think out of the box and overcome them. During the gloomy time, she motivated and encouraged them. Finally, I learned that teamwork is an integral, important aspect of leadership. The essence of leadership is undergoing a journey with the combined efforts of others. Thank you, Harshitha, for sharing an amazing experience. I have learned a lot from it, which is going to be very helpful to not only me, but everyone present here. And I would really like to thank Pragnya and Xceedibles organizations for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. And I think, when Utkarsha mentioned about her story, remember, it's an architectural student, an engineer, and a doctor, and a medical student. The 3 of them who got together and actually did this. And the bond that they created, they have never met before. Okay, so the bond that they created in getting this thing done. And I'm sure Harshitha also experienced the bonding, through her experience of, working together with different people. I think what really comes out from both their stories is the importance that we give to individuals when in a group, the respect, the dignity. What will remain with me is what Harshitha said, that, blaming somebody for being off-grid or off-task is not going to help anybody. It would only scar the person who is, for whatever reason, not able to perform as expected or as committed. But then as leaders, we must remember to accommodate and be ready with a backup. Always have that positivity as a backup. Amazing, 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 amazing is the word. And the interview format is superb. Each of the presenters, until now, we have finished 5. Each of you have been able to really bring out so much of innovation in the way you are presenting your stories, so much of creativity in your young minds. Thank you so much for really displaying it full force. And I really, really pray, wish, and since I am, I can, so I bless that all of you go from strength to strength, always.